Hail and Masha's Kingdom. Today I loaded Path of Exile 2 and decided to check market, and that's what I saw. Luckily I just misclicked my character and loaded the one in standard league, but turns out inflation hitting hard even Fate of the Well. And that's mostly because of few abuses people are using to basically print divines. And in this video, I will explain you what happened and why economy crashed, bad outcomes of this, how it affects you, and why it's not a problem, but most importantly what to do now. Since GGG clearly focused more on adding jiggle physics to the game than on fixing pretty obvious abuses of new league mechanics. So what happened to economy that caused this insane inflation? First of all, right when league started on day 1 basically, we got a little bug with Abbas, yeah, this little eye over here. When you farmed them, they started to drop basically divine orb per every rare enemy. And that what caused initial spike to around 100 exalted orbs, 150 exalted orbs per one divine. It was quickly fixed, but if you think why it's happened over here, well, it's just normal behavior. When everyone got loads of currency, they starting to trade more aggressively and prices tend to inflate, especially exalted to divine orb ratio. But what happened here is just a big problem. Funnily enough, this problem is kinda fixed today. Player will no longer be able to get crystals from areas significantly over level. What does it mean? Mechanic of Val Ruins. Basically there's a big temple that you can construct. And I'm really curious why people haven't found out it earlier. And also why GGG missed this. I found this kinda abuse basically on day 1. Since I like to replay zones and I just restarted zone and instantly found, yeah, you can basically replay the same map all over again even in campaign and build your temple a lot faster. Basically you need to run 6 maps, collect 6 crystals and you will be able to build 6 rooms in your map. If you collect rooms, they will upgrade each other, and if you build them in like snake pattern, as you see right here, you will be able to get some medallions and save last room. That's basics of the temple. You need to build rooms in a snake pattern, basically without connecting like this. And then you go in and complete all rooms one by one and get lots of rewards. Save last room, they will never be destroyed because they will be destroyed if you complete architect, or they will be destroyed basically after every temple run, a little bit by little bit, but you can save the snake. And I thought it's insanely boring. If you just restart clear fell, restart other areas, small areas in Act 1, and try to build your temple. But people found another map, it's Holton in Interlude. And like 12 hours before recording this video, if you just enter this teleport location and go to the right side, there will be this Adiru temple mechanic. So technically it takes not even 1 minute, it takes like 10 seconds to get crystal. And you can run temple every minute. And even though I thought it's pretty boring, if you actually make super optimized temple, it gives you insane rewards. Rewards so insane that you can get like 50 divines per hour just by farming, and that's pretty crazy, because I'm using different farming strategies and I can hit around 50 divines per hour, but it's just a hassle and does not work every time. So if you abused this strategy a few days ago, well, you're rich now. If you're not, you're in a rich versus poor inflation trap. Let's make a quick graph. It will look something like this, pretty basic. On the left part we got dead gamers, and on the right side we got richest gamers of them all. This guys over here does not have a time to play the game a lot and still want to enjoy it. These guys play a lot, and no matter what they will be in the first places. Since POE 2 is basically game of time, if you can invest time you will be far more powerful than majority of players. And that's basically where the middle lies. Majority of players located somewhere over here. So let's say this guy play 1 hour a day and this guy plays like 12 hours a day. He's basically working in a game. And over here we got like 3-5 hours average endings. In normal conditions, these guys in the middle balancing all the time. They trying to catch a little bit by little bit with rich guys, but at the same time they just fall a little bit back whenever they got day off the game basically, and economy inflates just a little bit faster than they thought it could. And if it stays like this, gamers in this quadrant will feel great in most cases. Yes, you miss few days of gaming, you will fall off a little bit, but you will still feel like, okay, I'm here right now, it just takes a little bit and I will be back. I'll get a little bit of currency and I will be able to craft, buy some stuff and stuff like that. If they invest a little bit more time, they feel like, oh my goodness, I'm almost as powerful as streamer guys. That's perfect. But now economy shifted and this quadrant is no longer over here, it's over here. So if you're playing like 5 hours a day, let's say 3 to 5, so you're a gaming enthusiast, now you're struggling somewhere over here. There's a bunch of uber wealthy guys, they over here, and there's a bunch of guys who also abused system and got pretty nice chunk of wealth. Yeah, they probably won't be able to buy temporales anywhere soon, but they probably can buy everything they want, and they also affect prices, so everything good on the market was bought by them, and now guys who are still in not perfect condition, and probably that's you who are watching video right now, feeling this. You try to invest a little bit of time, you try to farm, only to find out basically you're still below average and you can't get anything in the game. If you just take a few days off, it's Christmas, you're having some fun, making snowmen or whatever you're doing, you feel like you get nothing. You feel like you never played. We will get back to this chart later and I will explain why it's not a big problem and economy will kinda fix everything by itself. Since this hotfix is honestly not a solution. It's not a really big deal. And people are still mad. If I just reload the page, we will see that there is 6 more pages of angry people who just crying on the forums that everyone should be banned. Well, my opinion that no one should be banned, but more on that later too. For now, biggest and like worst outcomes of this situation. Farming feels worse, because it is. Yes, previously you're going into map and let's say you drop like 5 exalted orbs every single map. Let's say you play 10 maps every hour, like 5 minutes per map. And if Divine Orb is around 50 exalts right now, well, just by playing the game you will get 1 Divine Orb every hour that you can then exchange for something else. What happens now? Now you need to play 100 maps to get 1 Divine Orb if you count only Exalted Orb drops. And this is crazy. So previously it was 1 hour for Divine Orb, now it's suddenly like 10 hours. Okay, same goes for mechanics. Previously you could farm, for example, 150 splinters in like half an hour. You can get like 300 in 1 hour. And this prices stays more or less the same. So previously you was able to get like 2 divines every hour by selling bridge splinters. Right now it's almost a little bit over divine. And probably when you see this video it will already be 1 divine. Probably prices will inflate again. And that's why basic farming will feel worse. But don't worry, I'll tell you what to do now. At the same time, drops feel useless, because prices moved past them. We're not talking about rich drops, we're talking about pretty basic stuff. For example, my belt. It's insanely good belt, just perfect for my build, tier 1 life, tier 5 armor, chaos fire and lightning res. Insanely good. But let's say you got 1 less resistance on it and maybe slightly lower maximum life. If it was like 2 days ago, this belt will feel good. You will get some money from it, because you will be able to sell it for like 100 exalted orbs. It will be like half of divine. Right now it's 1/4 of divine, and every good belt, like mine for example, is already bought by someone with a lot of divines, and these guys will overprice them a lot. So if we take a look and we'll find something closer to my belt, well, there's one on the market right now and it's 25 divines. So if you want to like fix your build with armor, life and resistances on belt, well, you are doomed. Yeah, you are doomed. You will need like 5 hours of farming just to upgrade your belt. That's pretty crazy. And this leads to playing more doesn't mean catching up. Yeah, you may feel like, okay, abuse is fixed, now they're not getting 60 divines every hour, so we can basically catch up. No, you can't. And we will get back to this graph basically. So we are here right now, average gamers. if you're on my channel, I'm showing loads of stuff for average gamers, not for like these guys over here. So this guy is stopped. He can't get 60 divines every hour right now. We can catch up. No, we can't, for one single reason. Right now this guy will have Temporalis auto bomber build that is still viable, and he can basically clear maps in 1 minute, including content. Yeah, he can clear breaches, he can clear like delirium, whatever he wants. For you it will still take like 3, maybe 5 minutes, depending on how you run your maps. And let's say you run simulacrums right now, since they are like really profitable at the moment. You're probably getting like 10 simulacrum splinters every map, so you're getting like 30 exalted orbs, and it will take you 10 maps to get 100 to get closer to 1 divine orb. So you're still getting less than divine orb every hour if you're just counting simulacrum splinters. It was random calculation, of course you can get more than 10 simulacrum splinters every map, but this guy will clear a map in 1 minute. He will clear not 10 but 60 maps in 1 hour, and he will still get 10 divines every hour while you struggling to get 1. While you're trying to get some good ring for 10 divine orbs, he will already buy it and place it on the market for hundreds of divines. Yeah, that's how it works. But there's also good outcomes to the situation, but I will talk about them in a little bit. So, first of all, how it affects you. It don't. Let me explain. Let's say we're playing in previous league and everything is fine. You're investing a little bit more time, you're moving closer to the rich guys, investing less time, you're moving closer to gamer deaths. By the way, I think it's just good example, no hate to these guys. And now suddenly we are playing over here. And yeah, it feels worse, but in reality it does not really affect you. In the end, we are still won't ever get close to these guys, won't break past this brick wall in the middle, beside maybe 0.0001% of player base who can luckily drop 2 meters in one single map. So yeah, they can like move closer, but probably they will waste loads of currency because they don't know a lot about the game, and we'll get back into our brick. Yeah, we are bricked basically, guys. And this means it doesn't affect us. Who cares? We play in our brick over here. Yeah, it feels a little bit worse, but it's fine. It's still like fun game. But it's not fine because high prices will affect the base build items. There is like super cool unique items that is chaseable and stuff like that, and they will always cost a lot. But let's say you're playing Monk, for example, and you need evasion and energy shield armor, like Slack Jacket, for example. And you definitely want to have this armor with some resistances. Well, if you do, the best items will start from 600 divines right now. Yeah, that's the best one. Good, but not best, will be like 40 divines. And that's just the 1 out of 10 armors we got over here right now. If I lower my elemental resistance cap a little bit, we will get something for 17 divine orbs. And this is prices for pretty based items for your build. I forgot what numbers exactly you want on Invoker to get your spirit to like 250, but probably you need even a little bit higher numbers, so like 1.4k in evasion rating. And this again is like 30 divine orbs, and it looks unachievable for majority of players, especially considering it's pretty base item you just need for your build to be prepared for farming in the end game. And last but not least, it's prices of currencies. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit already. Basically, prices of currencies compared to exalted orbs will mostly stay almost at the same level, but at the same time, exalted orb compared to divine orb will inflate. So technically you're getting less and less divine orbs for your basic farming strategies. And that feels kinda bad. But why it's not a problem? First of all, yes, it's set, but probably you won't get as much divines anyway. And we already talked about this. Whenever you're sitting over here and you're getting like 5 divines every hour, let's say 5 divines hour, this guy will make like 25 every hour. Right now, of course, we moved and we're making still 5 divines every hour. He makes like 50 divines every hour. Yeah, it feels worse if you try to compare yourself with the rich guys, but if you don't, well, you're still making 5 divines per hour, and no matter in what circumstances we're playing right now, you probably will never make 25, 50 or more divines than you can get right now. And yeah, it's sad, but you don't need S-tier items to complete content. Yeah, it's nice to have something like Harris Ire, Astramantis and other cool uniques. But do you need them to actually beat the game, to beat Arbiter of Ash, to complete wall content? In reality, no. Yes, it will make things a little bit easier, but it's still the game, so why not to just dodge roll from time to time, await attack, then hit enemies and destroy them with your skill, not only with your build. Yeah, it's possible, it's not that hard, and it's also very rewarding, at least mentally wise, when you like avoid big gorilla hit and then finish gorilla with your spear. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. And yeah, it also opens opportunity to learn the game, so you can blindly follow builds. And I see lots of people in comments of my builds doing exactly this. But I'm making my builds mostly a little bit loose, so you can actually experiment. And I explain in videos what is most important in each build, what to focus on, how to scale it, not to just copy my equipment, but how you can adapt equipment to situation you are in right now. So yeah, that's the main idea of my builds. Giving you some ideas, giving inspiration and navigation where to go next. And now everyone gets this opportunity. You can finally just take your time and start reading what's going on in your items, how evasion affects you, how to build your defenses and stuff like that. You can just watch a few guides and you'll find out how to do it. And then you will be a lot more prepared for the next league and you will have a lot more fun in the end game, of course, because you will be a lot faster and more prepared. And finally, we can talk what to do now, mentally and action-wise. We are still in early access and therefore it's really good that it happened right now. Probably this temple will be part of the next league anyway, and now it will be in a lot better shape, and that's really good. We're still testing the game, and that's why I don't care, and that's why it haven't hit me even a little bit. Even though I was one of the first guys who even find out that you can rebuild temple in the campaign, basically. And in my opinion, it's actually a good stuff, because there's a really bad stuff about temple. I like to reroll characters and play different builds and to showcase you more builds and more fun ways to play. And turns out on the new character you start from scratch, so temple is not shared across account, and it's pretty weird. So I just decided not to play it whatsoever. I just run it every now and then and farm only boss, that's it. And that's why I'm in a good mood. We are setting foundation for the great game. I really enjoy gameplay, I really like how combat feels, I like trying and making different builds plays differently, and that's what's so fun. Replayability is great in the game. You're not only seeing different effects on the screen, but you're also feeling like you're playing different classes whenever you play different weapon. Because yeah, classes does not matter, weapons matter, and that's so cool. That's why I'm mentally prepared for the next league already, but this one is still not finished. Yeah, economy crashed, but we can have lots of fun still. To do it, we need to stop comparing to yearly prices. I see lots of people discussing that, well, prices are out of hand. Why Divine is so high cost right now? And it's probably risen by like 5% while I was recording this video. Anyway, stop comparing prices to prices that was like a week ago. That's how economy works. You drop loads of currency, you know, inject it in economy, and when in economy there is like 5 exalted orbs over here and like 1 divine orb dropped from the map over here, price of 1 divine will be 5 exalted orbs. Yeah, something like this. Maybe like 10 exalted orbs actually. So 2 dead gamers will give this guy everything they got in form of some weird exchange. Maybe they will pay for low tier gear like sword and maybe shield, and that's what we will provide dead gamers. And then we will get our 10 exalted orbs and we will give it to this man over here, and he will give us our upgrades. Yeah, that's how economy works. And he will basically use his overpowered build to farm something super valuable for the end game, while we, with our more powerful build, will farm something different. That's why right now just stop chasing rich builds. Just forget about Temporalis. If you don't have some way to like get it normally from Sekimas by yourself, you're probably just kicked out of this economy. Still, while this guy over here farming, temporalysis, or whatever he's doing, he is not playing different content. Like, he's not playing expedition, but probably his build is super powerful and he want to play a bunch of expedition to drop really high cost life flask that cost like 25 divine orbs. He can afford to pay you like 2 divine orbs per 150 runic splinters. So basically it will cost him more than 2 divine orbs. And that's exactly the strategy I'm running right now. I ran it yesterday, I showcased it on the channel. Pretty easy, straightforward strategy, you just get correct setup, it's cheap also, you don't need to invest anything in it. Play some expeditions, get runic splinters, and then just sell these runic splinters to these guys. You will get your 2 divines, and it can give you like 10 divines every hour, at least that's what I'm getting right now. And yeah, I just played like 5 hours yesterday, I sold a bunch of items and yeah, 70 divines in my pockets and 500 chaos orbs. That's it, you don't need this abuses to have fun, and I can buy few upgrades. Yeah, I can't buy temporalis, but game is still playable, so we're fine. And we're fine because we're playing for power, not for market domination. I don't care like how much currency we got over here. I care about just can I still earn currency to get another currency. For example, can I get few divine orbs to get bunch of ritual currencies like crystallizations and other omens, and then craft my items. And guess what? Yes, we can. While these guys already crafted like perfect best in slot gear, they don't need those omen of sinistral crystallization and other stuff. And previously it was like 1 divine for 1 omen or something like this, maybe 1 divine for 2 omens. Right now it's 2 divines for like 10 omens, for like 9 omens, you can easily get them. And this means you basically can craft like 9 items and not just 1 item, and you can get more attempts, you can get better chances for just 1 divine orb, and yes, you can craft it yourself. For every build that I'm showcasing on the main channel, I'm making crafting video where I craft basically all slots, so you can craft them yourself and get ready to beat pinnacle bosses. Yep, it's super easy, straightforward and beginner friendly. And also, again, just stop worrying, treat this league as practice setup. Test few things, try to learn how to make some optimized waystones, tablet setups, try to do it quickly. You will be a lot closer to here, or even like here next league, when you start already with more experience. Since these guys over here is almost at the wall. Yeah, they can optimize a little bit for a few more divines per hour, but in reality it's almost wall. For us guys over here, we can optimize loads of stuff and we can get closer over here and start playing in this quadrant over here and feel a lot better. So right now, set the goal. It may be some chaseable items like getting higher ire, or some like super chase unique for your build that you want to test. But I like to make it simpler. I like to set a goal like to beat Pinnacle Arbiter, and that's it. I scale my build, I learned my defenses, start to scale my damage, and till this point it was possible for every character I got, no matter I starting fresh, I already got something or not. Considering this, try to pick your farm strategies. There's luxury strategies, stable and economy driven. So luxury strategies is pretty simple. You can go into Sekemas and try to, for example, get your last flame incense relic. It can be dropped by anyone, and if you drop one, you can get like 2 mirrors for it pretty easily, or at least 1000 divine orbs. So go farm Sekemas, get this relic, and you will be fine. But as you can see, there's only 13 right now. Yeah, probably most of them was bought like yesterday by rich guys, but right now they are not so rich because prices are like 2k divines for this relic. And if your build is powerful and you really want to farm, that's what you can do. But if you hate Sekemas, just like me, you can opt for stable strategies. So stable strategies is something that everyone will need. Don't forget what I explained. This guy is playing some content, and this guy is playing campaign probably, and these guys over here, we can get a little bit of exalts from them to give them some items that we don't need, and we can get divines from them by supplying them stuff that they don't play. So probably they don't play Delirium, and they need to instill their amulets. So one concentrated liquid will go for like 1.5 divine. That's one of the options. Also, while they're in temple, they can't play Atlas, they can't play maps. So you can play like Jade Isles or other special maps like this, and for example Jade Isles will drop certain uniques. Not actually uniques, but gems. So you can get Rakiata flow over here, and Rakiata right now is also rising in prices, because basically rich people bought loads of Rakiatas and now they cost like 30 Divine Orbs, while they was like 5 Divine Orbs at the start of the league. So go into Jade Isles, get one Rakiata, tada, you got insanely luxury item, and you don't even need to go for like luxury strats. You just play your basic strats, get your stable 10 divines per hour, and then suddenly you get like Rakiata. For example, I decided that selling my 300 Bridge Splinters for 1 Divine Orb is not worth it for me. I don't need this. And I played my Bridge. And from Bridge boss, yesterday I dropped Ul Nitol Embrace. Basically, you can drop anything from these upgrades. Stillness, Radiant Spire, and Embrace. And guess what? Technically, I dropped like 24 Divine Orbs yesterday. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how economy-driven farm will look like. Just analyze what rich guys need and just supply them with this stuff. And finally, stop this rat race. Enjoy the build, enjoy the fun, enjoy the game. And if you really want to have fun and enjoy the game, maybe you need a little bit more knowledge or whatever you want, make sure to subscribe and see other videos. And see you later.